Hey Terrarians, how's it going? My name is Pixelated Fireball, and welcome back to another episode of Pinkymod. A very late episode indeed. It's been, about a week, I think, since the last time I actually uploaded a video? Yeah. Been a little busy with that pesky life stuff getting in the way again, but we're back, and it's time to leave all that behind and explore this wonderful world a little bit farther. Now, you'll notice immediately quite a lot of things have changed. I do have a Spectre set finally because I meant to do that in the last episode, I just never got around to doing it. So I did have to go back to the dungeon and collect a little bit more ectoplasm, a little more spirit goo to make myself some armor out of that goo because, you know, it's fantastic. All the weapons that I have right now, it's just, you know, it pairs so well. I mean, how could I not make that set? Because I was told there's really not much else between now and the next set of armor, I guess, that the mod gives me, so definitely had to get that out of the way. Another thing that you'll notice that I created was this new weapon called Rising Revenants. I was recommended this weapon. I already have it in recipe browser because I intended to talk about it, but it's made out of a spell tome, shard of memory, 8 Pandean bars, and 16 ectoplasm and dissonance from the void that we kind of poked around in and got brutally massacred several times over. But this is what it does. It shoots up these sort of white spirit bolts from the ground. It's a little bit awkward to use at first, but I gave it a good bit of practice by fighting the wonderful Old One's army. And when it has the ability to target just one boss, especially a large boss that all the projectiles can hit, it just melts its face. So, I mean, honestly, this is definitely a step up from the Ariender. And because it goes through solid blocks like it does, it makes it usable underground or in confined spaces, which, you know, also leaps and bounds over the Ariender. But, you know, hey, still a useful weapon, still both very powerful, so we'll hold on to both of them. Speaking of my inventory, though, we have a Rod of Discord, finally. And believe it or not, I did not cheat sheet it in. As with a couple of other things that I had to get off camera, I actually did it the hard way, and I killed, I don't even want to know how many Chaos Elementals to finally get one to show up, but I put forth the effort into getting one the right way because, you know, I feel good about myself when I do that. And I figure, hey, a little bit of extra mobility couldn't hurt. And also mentioning the Void from forever ago, I was told there was another chest that had this axe in it called Resent. Very dark and brooding and very, you know, voidy, which makes sense, but it shoots out these bolts, but that's not really why I got it. I already have plenty of other weapons that I could use. I just wanted it for the axe power because it has 170% axe power, which is quite a step up above the World Shaper for right now. We have to get a pick saw to upgrade this into the Terraformer, I believe it's called, but we'll get there all in due time. We got ourselves a Stave of the Dungeon Constructor off camera, which took me like 100 attempts to kill him. I actually thought that he wouldn't drop it anymore. But it's one of those, it's a little bit interesting. It's extremely plain staff, albeit one imbued with magical powers and affinity to rival the greatest magics in all of Terraria, adds 12% magic damage, works even in the vanity slot, so really hard to pass up that. As soon as I knew about it, I went and killed him. But it was actually incredibly easy because of this Crux Tenebris, which is by far the most overpowered thing in the whole entire world. All projectiles have limited lifesteal. Limited is not the word that I would use to describe it, because honestly, even without potions, I can just sit here in one spot and consistently shoot the Ariender, or now the Rising Revenants at him, and it does so much damage that I will not die. I can stand in one spot and get hit in the face with all of his abilities all day and not even move a muscle, so that might be in need of a nerfing. The healing might just need to be brought down just a little bit. But I also managed to make myself a Wisdom of the Constructor, and I will say, if you're going to make this, get this Reaver conch before you go into hard mode, because I guess these Reavers are, like, a lot more common. They're a lot like giant Shellies and whatnot, or like salamanders. They're pretty uncommon in hard mode, so it took me a considerable amount of time to finally get one of these things to drop, but I got one, and made myself the Wisdom of the Constructor, and it's just a ridiculous trinket. Contains knowledge no man should possess. To what lengths would you go to save your loved ones? Enemies that draw close are set on fire. Not once, but 2 times. Have their mana drained and their defenses crushed. The less mana you currently have, the more damage your magic attacks do. Mana gain by stars is up to 160 and life hearts by 40, so it doubles it. increased maximum mana by 20, and mana regen restores mana when damaged, and increases the pickup range for the stars and magic damage. which is pretty much the combination of all these items that goes into making it. Got the Knowledge of the Sex, which is made from using all those pieces that the caster AI's enemies use over there in the dungeon. The Reaver Conch from the Reavers, obviously. The Scroll of Life, which is made from a combination of a couple of different scrolls, I think. Yeah. And the Celestial Cuffs, which I had to wait for a traveling merchant so I could get these. But I'm pretty sure the Magic Cuffs, I'm pretty sure you can buy the stuff to make those from one of these guys. I don't remember if it's... I know it's one of the NPCs, yeah. I can buy a Band of Star Power from the merchant, so even if you don't have a Corruption world, since, you know, I have a Crimson world, I did that. So anyway, that's all my rambling done, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, you know... It's been a while, you know, I did a lot off camera. I had to catch you guys all up on this. But anyway, now that that's all taken care of, and I'm done talking myself silly, we have a job to do. Just passed my little home I made the steampunker. Well, never mind that. Don't just disregard that. Disregard the fact that all of this is Hallow now. Just don't pay any attention. We're just going to zoom on by here. And we're going to go over to the underground jungle, and we're going to fight the Golem, who I imagine I'm not even going to bother making potions for. I imagine he's just going to get his face turned into Golem bits. And that's going to be that. I went past the hole that I made to get down here, didn't I? Yes, I did. I went straight by it. I made a pit to get down to the entrance of the dungeon a lot easier, if you remember from the last video. So I'm going to go down there. And then we're going to stomp his face in. So I'll see ya. Well, I guess I don't have to do a transition here. I'll just fall down the hole. How you guys doing? Doing pretty good? You guys having a good day? I'm having a great day. And here we are in our destination. Okay. So, we can open this up finally. I don't remember if I saved a power cell or not. I'll probably get one. Okay. There are new enemies down here. That's different. And we got a new thing. Pyroplasm from a failed elemental. What do you do? Oh, you do all kinds of things. So, I can make lizard power cells with them. That's interesting. Endgame. Could make that at some point. Butterfly blade. Okay, so there's some things that I can make here. We'll look at that whenever we get back. Take a look at all that and not spend another unnecessary amount of time going over items. Because, you know, I'm sure that's what you definitely want to see. You wanted to watch a video about me rambling and getting hit in the face with traps, so we'll just get this and run away. I would be careful, but do I really need to be? I mean, let's be honest. Is there any reason to be careful at all? What is that? Please tell me. You know, I made a joke a long time ago about the Heart of the Caverns arena spawning inside the temple. So that's lovely that that's right there. Hopefully that didn't destroy the Golem arena. Or maybe that was a blessing in disguise. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing that it did that, because that's good. There's a lot of things going on right now that aren't great. What are you? Okay, you were something and you're now dead. I'm going to die soon if I'm not careful. What? Yeah, you know. And this is why you're careful as you traverse the Lizard Temple, as you are not indestructible. It's a good thing I can teleport back here, though. Otherwise, I'd be really angry. But there we go. Let's disable that. Okay, I was about to say, it was down there in that little area, and I kind of got a little concerned that I was going to end up having to fight it in a narrow hallway. Not that that would really necessarily be a problem, honestly. I'm sure that really wouldn't be an issue. Because, you know, the Golem is, you know, the Golem, so, I mean, he's not really anything to worry about. But still. Okay, so I'll clear out all these traps, and then we will commence with our fighting. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got all of them. Like I said, I'm not going to bother with any potions. I did pick up all the things. I think I have 3 lizard power cells, so hopefully, if there's anything new that this guy drops that I can use, hopefully he gives me everything that I need now. Sure, we'll just put that banner there. Okay, so without any further ado, let's call forth the Golem. He's stuck in a wall. And I'm going to use the Rising Revenants on him. And this is going to go really well, and everything's going to be easy. Look at that. Doing to the Golem exactly what I assumed that it would. Unfortunately, it does home on everything that it attacks, so it's kind of targeting the enemies that are jumping around down there too, which is fantastic. But the Golem is already immediately dead, so that's great. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff and open that thing up and see what all it's got for me. We got beetle husks, possessed hatchet, and a shiny stone. Still don't have a pick saw. We need to get a pick saw. Let's try the Ari Ender on him whenever he jumps away. See if that kills him any quicker. Well, it might not kill him quicker, but maybe a little bit more efficiently. It's still going to work on him. I mean, not bad. You know, it's a relatively recent one. I was pretty sure it was from Valdaris, and Valdaris is after the mechanical bosses, so you could definitely easily use this on the Golem. As expected, the Golem is barely denting me. We got a stinger. One more. Come on. Let's see that lovely... What are you? Okay. Blood Moon. Blood Moon's happening. I totally didn't notice that, but let's see what you got. Use my magnet spear that I got. A little bit of extra damage couldn't hurt. I will not settle for any victory less than an absolute victory. We will crush him, or we will die trying. There we go. And no pick saw. I still have another power cell, though, so that's alright. Does he drop pyroplasm? It doesn't look like he does. It looks like I gotta fight those weird elemental things in order to get it. Some more up here. Do the lizards themselves drop it? They might. Yes, they do. The lizards themselves drop the pyroplasm, so I could farm that down here very easily. And the Golem is dead again. Give me a pick saw. Come on. There we go. Pick saw. There we go. I might hang out down here to get some more pyroplasm to take it back, because I'm not sure how much the recipes require, but I want to make sure I don't have to make multiple trips back here. That'd be kind of sort of annoying. So let's see what all I need. So it looks like it takes pretty good chunks of it, so if I want to make any of this stuff. Zerothermium. That's interesting. Made it out of a Sunbringer. Where do you get the Sunbringer from? The Sunlight Trader. Oh, I think I do have that, now that I think of it. Looks like it might have a different sprite, though. I thought once upon a time it looked a little bit different, but that's okay. Ain't no problem there. I'm pretty sure I can use... Yes, I can make a Terraformer now with this. I do have a Spectre Ham Axe. I did make that, but I can make a Terraformer now. So we should be alright. I think I'm going to hang out here a little bit more, though, like I said, and I'm going to farm a little bit more on that pyroplasm stuff. And then I'm going to see what all I can craft with it back at base. So I'll see you then. Alright, so we're finally back at our base. I got myself quite a bit of pyroplasm. Hopefully I can make some new stuff out of it. If I don't have enough, I can always just go back and get more, but... Some things that I wanted to take note of about the Golem's things. The Possessed Hatchet does dark damage now. So I guess that's, you know, something to take note of if you're going to use that in your Let's Play. It's pretty cool. I got this thing called a Chlorophyte Mortar, which, you know, as it says right off an artillery tortoise, it's literally just the gun that the thing has on its back. It's a pretty powerful rocket launcher, I'm assuming, because that thing, attached to the tortoise, it does about 300-400 damage each time it hits me, so hopefully that does the same amount of damage whenever I use it, but, you know, who knows. But, got my pick saw, gonna put all that in there. I think I definitely do want to make sure that I craft that new, what is it, Terraformer it's called. I can make that right now. Tier 5, Ideal World, or yeah, Ideal World. The ideal tool to reshape your world, well, mostly. Let's craft it. So, 225% pickaxe power, 140 axe power, and plus 4 range. That's, yeah, that doesn't really look like a pickaxe at all, but sure, I'll take your word for it. I think it's probably just supposed to be more like a staff that does things. Is that the end? Yeah, it looks like the end. That's the last iteration of it. I'm assuming that's probably going to be... Maybe it might be changed later. I don't know how well it stacks up to the lunar stuff that I can get. But let's take a look at what you can create from pyroplasm. So we can make a profaned greatsword. It's a material. Long ago, the successful extraction of a long-lasting flame, far more powerful than any other by the solar priests, was taken by the lizards as proof of their god. And with it, they led great armies and drove the impure goblins empowered by a false dark flame from their lands. But it was not long before they too, like the skeletons and goblins before them, were consumed by their flame. So, as with all things in life, fire is bad. Definitely don't do anything with fire. Always bad, never good. But let's see what it does. I don't want to craft it because I want to save my pyroplasm for something useful, but let's put it in here and see what I can craft with it. So, profaned greatsword. Oh, it makes a 4-winged angel. That's, can only be used if the Mind God is defeated. That is definitely an endgame thing. So let's keep going and see what else I can make. What else you got for me? Something good? Okay, we're out of the melee stuff. That looks like that's all I can craft with that for melee right now. We have
A Lizard Fire Blaster. Fire jets of explosive profaned flame. That's pretty good. Sounds good to me. Sounds excited, but we are a mage, so we must go with the Zero Thermium. And it's something that I was told about that I should definitely craft and will be very useful against our next boss, which will be the Gatekeepers, who I'm told are not fun in any way, shape, or form. So what does it do? You know what, I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought it didn't have a sound, and I was gonna be like, well, that's really underwhelming, but how about that? That probably does an insane amount of damage. And it's a material that's used to make the Profaned Sun, which I will make after I kill the Moonlord. Oh my god, okay, so definitely want to reforge this. We'll use it. I don't really know anything about the next boss, which is in fact the Gatekeepers. I didn't bother doing the Pumpkin Moon or the Frost Moon because I don't know if this mod is like Calamity and it has things that those events drop that are useful, or if they're just events that I can skip over, because I really don't ever use them for anything. I did do the Frost Moon to fight Duke Fishron just so I could get that one weapon, but I imagine I'm not going to have any trouble killing Duke Fishron. I just have a funny feeling. Something about this mod just makes me feel like regular old Terraria bosses are in no way, shape, or form a threat to me in any way, shape, or form. But let's see if I can get... Does it have... It does have knockback. Does it... Can I get mythical with it? I have almost 50 platinum, so I got nothing but time here, dude. By all means, take as long as you want. Oh, come on. I did it, didn't I? Yes, I did. There we go, mythical. Finally, perfect, wonderful, amazing, great, fantastic. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Moving on. Moving right on along. What else? Is there anything else that I can make out of that pyroplasm, like, accessory-wise? Anything I can upgrade? Shotgun underbarrel? That's made out of beetle husks. I forgot all about those. I wonder if they can make anything useful for me. Maybe later. I wonder if there's any new summoning weapons. I have been using this Rod of Ekthros for so long, and I feel like I've just completely skipped over any useful summoning weapons. Maybe not. There's a throwing weapon made out of the pyroplasm. But we are not a thrower. Okay, well, I guess evidently there's no new summoning stuff for a while. I don't know. Maybe the mod just really doesn't have that much stuff in it. I don't know. There's the Pygmy Staff is the last thing that I can think of to use, but I don't know. I don't really even bother with it anymore. It's just kind of something that I hold on to my inventory just because I think it's cool. Probably doesn't do all that much damage. It might actually be hindering my ability to do damage because of the fact that summoned mobs have a tendency to overrule my damage that I do. But anyway, it's time to go... Now I'm wondering, should I do Martian Madness now, or should I just go right to the Gatekeepers? I need a Dark Ritual piece and 5 dissonance on a Dark Ritual table. I think I remember reading about that. I think we'll go do that right now. We're gonna go do the Gatekeepers right now. That'll be my next mission here. So Dark Ritual table, I can make one. And I need 5 dissonance, which I do have, and a Dark Ritual piece. So we'll take that. It's made out of bones and dissonance, 8 of them. We will head back to the Void and give this an attempt. But before I run off like a dummy, I'm going to grab some potions first, because I imagine that this is probably going to hurt. A lot. Oh, okay, so the Void is just as lovely and unpleasant as always. Might be able to show off my Crux Tenebris here so I can show off its healing. But I was told to put this Dark Ritual table up here. On this area here. That altar is where it's supposed to go. Now, what do I do with this? Do I have to get the dissonance? I have to get dissonance, I'm assuming, because I know that goes on it. Okay. I did something. It did a thing. I have no idea whether or not that's just gonna outright spawn the boss, or, What's going on here? I know we're definitely about to find out, I know that for sure. Okay. 2 dissonance. Okay, that's 2. I need 3 more. And I can summon this. Should I build an arena? Is that something that I should do? I think that would make sense, but you know, we don't really do that here, so we'll just not bother. Okay, there's 3. 2 more. Impending doom really approaches this time. Okay. 1 more. 1 more and then it's showtime, so I gotta be ready. Am I ready? Absolutely. Give me your dissonance. I seek an audience with death. I'm trying to fast-track my way there. Let's go. Come on, give me that dissonance. There we go. One more dissonance. Okay. Let's clear the field here. Use our Crux Tenebris to basically be indestructible. And... good lord, here we go. Okay. Oh, that's not a good noise. It did something. Okay, something's coming. I can hear the... what is that? Otherworlder? That's not the boss. It roared at me. Is something going to happen? Was that it? One more? No, it's just another Otherworlder. Did I do something wrong? Do I gotta use this now? Oh, okay. Yes, I do. Hi. Nice to meet you, Gatekeeper. Okay, here we go. Crux Tenebris is fully equipped. It will not come off. Everything is gray, as expected, and I am not taking any damage at all whatsoever. Okay, let's try with this thing. Oh my god. Well, this is turning him into grated Parmesan. I'm not gonna... oh god, there's lasers. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? You know? Giant worm boss gotta have lasers. Okay, this is definitely overpowered. See, if anything, this is a perfect example as to why the Crux Tenebris is in need of a nerf. I am absolutely indestructible. Unless there's like an insta-kill mechanic here, I'm not going to die. So here you go. That's what the title of this video is going to be. It's going to be Crux Tenebris needs nerf. Okay. Well, that's over. Treasure bag. Let's see it. We got some illusion breaking bit. Call upon the Great Abyss to stop your foes dead in their tracks. Does not work on bosses and some other enemies. What's the point then? Not even gonna lie. Well, while I got my potions, I might as well do that again. Let's do it again. Alright, one more time. Let's try Rising Revenants here. Just gotta get out in a nice open space. You know what, actually, we're just gonna stick with the Xerothermium. Strolling through the abyss, murdering giant worms, killing them with my fire, getting what I desire. Oh yeah. Is this working as intended, Pinkymod developer and people involved with it? Is this how it's supposed to go? Is this supposed to be the fight? Yep, just get right on that coil there. Right on where he's all coiled up. Well, I hate to tell you this, Pinkymod, but I kind of ate your Gatekeeper for lunch. Did you drop anything else? We got Void Titanite. That's definitely something that I know that I needed, because I can make things with it. I can make Abyssal ingots with it. I can make a lot of stuff out of it, so it might actually not be a terrible idea to fight him a whole bunch of times. Maybe I'll fight him until my potions are out, and then I'll go back with my massive haul of Abyssal ingots or Titanite and see what I can craft with it. So I'll see you when I get back. Oh, that's unique. Okay, so his head is detached from his body. I beat him up so bad, I literally knocked his head off. I am... oh boy, okay. So there's a bug for you. He's just kind of here sticking his butt up in the air. This is a very unique attack pattern. This boss is very interesting. You know what? I'll say at the very least, the boss is unique. Okay, so we're finally back from the void. That was, very unique. Okay, well, we got like 477 Titanite. Pulsates with an unnatural aura and consists of a texture not of this world, like jelly or sludge, yet at the same time can be perceived as perfectly solid. I can craft a whole bunch of stuff with those Abyssal ingots, never mind all the illusion-breaking bits I have there. Yeah, like I said, Crux Tenebris needs nerfed. I think that's pretty clear right there. But let's craft some things. I'll just throw all this in there, whatever. Void storage. They're not void storage. Whatever it's called. Magic storage. Infinite, bottomless. Let us craft all the bars. Okay, 119 of them we got out of that. Okay. So let's start with weapons. What am I able to craft? Emergence. If I can scroll all the way to the top, it'll let me. So we got a sword. Made out of a Seedler, which you get from Lanterra, Divine Gems, more Pandan, Soul Blossoms, and Abyssal Ingots.
I have noticed that a lot of these recipes require Pandean, so I guess it might be worth going and taking a look around over there. Bouncy Spike Ball explodes into seed pods. More effective in actual combat than against dummies. Wasn't that usually how most weapons are? It's just kind of, especially ones that home into targets, it doesn't really do much. Deanimator is something I could make before. Kion. Fire Ever-Frozen Scythe Blades. More melee stuff. There's a lot of melee stuff. I guess it couldn't hurt to make all of them, but I'm not trying to throw it all away before I know what I can craft here. Get down into the range stuff. Jungle Phoenix. None of that requires... There's an antimatter, an auric volley of abysmal arrows. Got a crossbow. Does dark damage as well, though, so that's interesting. Moving on along. We've got an Idol of Cthulhu. Very fancy. Angel statues. Finally, the angel statues do something. Look at that. Way to go, Pinkymod. You did it. Okay, so Idol of Cthulhu summons a manifestation of great Cthulhu. Though an immeasurably small amount of power is compared to the dreaming god's true might, the force of the manifestation is strong enough to sweep mortals off their feet and throw them into oblivion. I really can't tell you anything that sounds bad about that, so honestly, and we got it at Mystic right away. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Oh, yeah. Yep. That is exactly how I imagined that it would look in my dreams. Not that I dream about Cthulhu. If you do that, that's a bad thing. You should get help. From who? I couldn't tell you who could fix that problem, but get help if you're dreaming of Cthulhu. So we got a Roaring Abyss, plus 10 to edginess, RAR XD. Whew, yeah, that's, oh boy, that is edgy, all right. Okay, so we got 16 dark damage as well. Let's craft that, give it a look. Okay, well, I love that sprite. This is why I love Weapon Out. That thing looks amazing. Also kind of like a reference to something, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Roaring Abyss. It looks like it doesn't penetrate, but it does bounce, so that could be useful. Who knows? We'll hold on to all of them. All the magic weapons, see what we can craft, things that'll be amazing. Let's move on down the line here. We got... Oh, we finally got a, well, look at that. We finally got a summoning weapon. Asking you shall receive, I suppose. And a Dark Whisper. Summon dissonant wisps to fight for you. Hit faster, harder when charging. So, Abyssal Probes or Dissonant Wisps would be better. You can craft them both. Why not? We can take a look at both of them. I definitely wanted a replacement for my Rod of Ekthros. So we got the Abyssal Probes, which are exactly what they look like, you know, just like the model from the Abyss. Looks exactly what I just said. Looks just like their Abyss Probes. We are on the same wavelength, Pinkymod. I like that. And then these Wisps, which are just kind of reskins of my little thing there. And they hit faster when charging. What do they do? Okay. So they charge at enemies like eyeballs. I'm imagining the Abyss Probes sort of... Well, this is a material for something. I just noticed that. Singularity Staff. Well, I can't make that yet, because I gotta kill the Mind God to do that, which is, I guess, the end boss. So, we'll save that for later. We'll put that in there. I don't know about the Eye of Cthulhu, or the Idol of Cthulhu. I don't know about that. Doesn't seem like it's long range enough, especially if there's an enemy that I gotta kill. Kinda has a habit of blowing you up if you get too close. Let's see, that looks like all the weapons that I can craft at the moment. We'll put it into recipe browser to see if I can make anything else. It doesn't look like I can make any new tools. What about accessories? Oh, there we go. Okay, we got accessories. We got the Mindweaver headgear, Deathbringer, Wasp. So what do we got here? So we got new sets. This is a melee and throwing one. This looks like the mage one. Increase max mana by 100, mana reduction by 15, max minions by 3, and dark damage and defense by 8. In praise and gratitude of the Constructor, the greatest skeletal smiths forged a set of Shadow Flame magic-enhancing armor for their protector. However, the Constructor never wore it, as he preferred the black garb that reminded him of nice memories and his better carefree days. Yeah, before, you know, he tried to open a portal to the underworld, or the tentacle dimension, and got half of his body blown off and replaced by, you guessed it, tentacles. Alright, well, I guess we can craft that. What is this, the chest piece?
Increase life regen by 3, max life by 40, damage absorption by 10, magic and summon damage by 18, max minions by 3, and resistance against Shadow Flame, dark defense by 6. Skeletal smiths who forged this armor were clueless of the dark Shadow Flame, but the Constructor, an experienced mage, knew all too well its perilous deception. Well, I guess this is a new armor set. Let's craft it. Hopefully I have enough dissonance and didn't throw it all away on a petty crusade to annihilate the big scary wormy boys. The Wasp Visor. Looks like maybe a summoner set, but I can only craft the helmet. Oh well. Maybe the rest of it will show up later and I can look at that. What's the melee one do? A lot of defense, melee range and throwing damage, melee knockback, range and throwing crit, hitting an enemy temporarily increases melee range and throwing damage, dark defense by 8, more dark defense. So this is like a melee throwing and ranger one, and this is like a mage summoner one? Okay, I like that. I like the hybrid sort of things that they got there. Let's see how it stacks up against the Spectre set. What is the set bonus? Magic and minions have an uncommon chance to inflict Shadow Flame, Shadow Weak, Shadow Drain. Magic damage done against Shadow weakened enemies is greatly amplified and that's a little bit of a typo, and does done to Shadow drained enemies heals your health. As if I needed more health regeneration, my god. But, how does it stack up against the Spectre set? It definitely gives me more armor. You know what? I'll use it because it's a mod set. Why not? We will definitely do that. Alright guys, well I think this video has been going on for long enough, so I think I'm gonna call it an episode here. So, I guess in the next episode we are going to defeat Duke Fishron, the Martians, whatever's left of the game, I guess, really. I mean, it's been, what are we on, episode 20 right now? It's probably only going to be a couple episodes more, and that'll be it for Pinkymod. The current iteration of what the mod is at now. It's, as always, a work in progress, so I'm sure there will be lots more to come in the very near future. But as I said, I think I'm going to call this episode quits here, guys. It's been a little over a half hour, so thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking me out. I really appreciate it. And as always, whatever it is, wherever you are, day or night, I hope you're having a good one of those. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.